Hi, I'm Valerie Bertinelli. You may know me from Valerie's Home Cooking or Kids Baking Championship. And today we are going to spatchcock a chicken. We're going to make spatchcock chicken roasted on sourdough. It's so delicious. It's an easy weeknight meal. You can whip it up in 40 minutes. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to spatchcock a chicken. First, what I want you to do is get your oven to 450 degrees and make sure that your bird is patted dry. Now let's get all the rest of the mise en place together, all the things you're going to need to make this very simple dish. You're going to need some smoked paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder. We're going to make that into a little seasoning that's going to go on top of the skin of the bird. You're also going to need some sourdough bread, and we're going to slice that up right now so it's ready to go. Got some really beautiful, nice, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside sourdough bread. All you need is 4 slices. If you can get yours pre-sliced, go ahead and do that. In the meantime, those of you who did not get it pre-sliced, you can slice along with me. We're going to take off the heel, keep that. That'll be nice for breakfast in the morning. I always love the heel for toast. Then we're going to cut them into like maybe 1/2 inch slices. That's 1. Here's 2. What happens is the bird is going to roast right on top of this bread, and it is going to taste so divine. It's a whole other part of the dish that really comes alive. All right, so you have your 4 pieces of bread. Let's just slice them right down the middle. Our bread's ready to go, so just put it to the side. You've mise en placed your bread. Look at you, being all French and everything. Okay. I'm going to get my board nice and clean. It's always good to work with a nice clean surface. Now what you're going to do is get your butter heated up in your pan. You want to make sure that the pan you're using is oven safe because it's going to go straight into the oven. It's a 1-pan meal. And you want to make sure that it's going to be big enough to hold your bird as it's all flattened out. This is going to be perfect, so let's get some butter in there. And turn the heat on. We want to melt up the butter. Let's get that on a medium. So just a few tablespoons. Four tablespoons of butter. This butter is going to do 2 things. It's going to get brushed on the skin of the bird so that all the seasoning will stay on. It's also going to get sopped up by your sourdough bread and a little bit of garlic. That's coming later. So let's make the seasoning. We've got some smoked paprika. Just put this all into a separate bowl so you can mix it together, and it'll go on a lot easier than just taking each individually. It'll all go on and blend together better. And last but not least, some onion powder. And this isn't including the salt and pepper that's also going to go on. So just give that a little, I don't know, with a fork or a whisk, whatever you got, and get that blended together. Okay, this, along with some salt and pepper, is going to be your seasoning for the skin on your bird. There we go. Time for the bird. I'm going to put my glasses on because I need to see what I'm doing. We have this beautiful 3.5-pound bird. The smaller the bird and the more tender, the easier it's going to be to spatchcock it. It's just more forgiving. So we have the breasts right here. You see that. We need to get underneath and get to the backbone. And you can really see the backbone through, when you look at the wings, you can see that. This is the backbone you're going for. And you want to cut on either side and take that out. And once that's gone, you can really lay the bird flat. So we see the backbone from this end and from this end. And I always like to start cutting from this end because it's more obvious. So I'm going to get my scissors out. You need nice, sharp scissors. Keep your fingers out of the way, obviously, and just get in there on one side. It is so easy. It cuts right through. You just stay close to the bone. Go around the other end. You can see right here where the other side of the backbone is. There we go. one side is off. Now you need to get the other side. So go in whichever is easier, however it's easier for you to hold it and keep it steady and firm. And then get in there. And it literally is just opening up the backbone and laying the bird down. And what happens is there's more surface area for, by the way, don't throw this away, because once the bird is done and you've taken all the meat off of it, you're going to be able to make some amazing stock with it. So save that, reserve that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look for that breastbone. So in here, you look around and you can kind of see the breastbone right here. It's this little bone right here. And what you want to do is give this a crack with your knife, just gently, and you're going to help that open up so that it lays flat. And it really gives very easily. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, unlike cutting the backbone out. And then you open that up, and there you go. Now, if you want to take this bone out, you can, feel free, but I like keeping it in because anytime there's more bones in the bird, that just adds more flavor. So I always like to cook bone-in birds, bone-in thighs, bone-in breasts. It adds more flavor. So there you go. You're going to keep that in if you want more flavor. While it's like this, we want to get this seasoned. So we're going to grab some salt and pepper. I'm just going to grab, because my hands have been touching chicken, I'm just going to grab this spoon and not grab my salt. So get that nice and seasoned with salt, and the same with pepper. And then flip that around, now that it's been seasoned. And you're going to want to make sure, oh, it's already beautifully flat. So there you go. I was going to say you can push down if it hasn't gotten flattened all the way, but it has. Now these little guys, what are we going to do with these? They're going to get burnt. So you want to tuck them in underneath. They tuck in pretty easily. There we go. And tuck this guy in. Now, as you can see, there's so much more surface open to being roasted. So you're going to get crispier skin all around. And that's my favorite part of roast chicken, is the skin. Nice crispy skin. Look at all that skin that's going to get roasted and be nice and crispy. That's so exciting. Now we want to brush a little bit of butter on the top. So I'm going to wash my hands because we have been playing with raw chicken, and it's always very important to wash your hands and use a gel board. It's a good investment to have a gel board if you're working with any kind of raw meats. They come in very handy, and you don't then cross-contaminate any of the surfaces that you're working on in your kitchen. Okay, so as I was saying, we have this beautiful surface being ready to roast it. And unlike an hour and a half that usually takes to roast a chicken, this guy only takes 40 minutes because it's flattened and it's going to get roasted a lot faster. So this is going to be a much faster roasted bird. Now we're going to get some of this melted butter right on top of the bird, and that's going to help the seasoning stick. So just get the butter right on top. All right, I think I can see well enough now. Take the glasses off. And all the rest of this reserved butter is going to sop right in to the sourdough bread. So the sourdough bread is going to roast right underneath the chicken. It's going to get all the chicken juices in there. It's going to be quite delicious. It's a little take from the Zuni Cafe. If any of you have ever been able to get to the Zuni Cafe in San Francisco, it was an amazing place. It is an amazing place. I believe it's still there. The original owners aren't there any longer, but it's still an amazing cafe. Okay, there we go. And San Francisco is where they started sourdough. I believe the original bakery that started the sourdough bread is still using the original sourdough starter. That to me is phenomenal because I tried starting a sourdough, and I killed 2 or 3 of them, and I apologize for that. Sourdough and me, we didn't want to become buddies, I guess. I wanted to be buddies. The sourdough was like, later, see ya. Anyway, now we have the butter all over the bird's skin, so let's get that seasoning that we did earlier and get that right over. Get every inch that you can. And that smoked paprika is going to add the nice smoky flavor. It's also going to make the skin a much more beautiful, crispy, golden color. It's going to add to the color. I'm going to try and get every inch all over. Use it all. Use it all. Don't worry about covering it all. More flavor. And then a little bit of salt and pepper. My hands are clean, so I can get in here now. And pepper. I like a lot of pepper on my roasted chicken. Just do. Okay, chicken's ready to go, but I'm just gonna put her off to the side for a minute because I wanna start sopping up the bread in all this butter. But before I do that, I want you to grab a clove of garlic. No one has invented an easy way to get garlic out. I've seen the internet and I've seen where they just take a little paring knife and go inside and they grab the garlic. I can't do it. It doesn't work for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like that sourdough starter thing. Some things you're just not allowed to be good at. That's all. I have other gifts. We all do. Okay, I'm gonna take this little bit of garlic right here, take the skin off, and just pop off the very end of it so you open it up to all that flavor. And then you're gonna take that end that you just cut and grab yourself the bread and just get on the edges and just rub it with garlic. This does 2 things. It gives it a ton of flavor, and you're not putting chunks of garlic in there that have a chance of burning, because burnt garlic does not taste good. So then you're gonna grab that bread and soak it on both sides and then leave it in there. And you're gonna do that with all 8 pieces, because you cut 4 pieces and then you cut those in half. So my math is telling me that I have 8. Dunk and turn. Let me see if I can show you what I'm doing. I'm just getting the garlic flavor right on the edges. I may need another clove. And then you just get as much as you can and then get it right into the butter and turn it around. Now, don't worry if all the pieces aren't getting all that butter on them. Remember, it's gonna go into the oven for 40 minutes and that chicken is gonna roast right on top of this bread. Get one here. Whoop, there we go. And right on top. Now, you've made yourself a beautiful bed for your spatchcock chicken. Want to add just a tiny bit of heat. Now, this doesn't really add so much fire heat to where your tongue's gonna get on fire, but it's just enough to get another dimension of flavor in there. There we go. So grab your bird on either side, and if the wings untuck, you can tuck them right back in. There we go. Look at her. She's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. They say to wash your hands the correct amount of time. You have to sing happy birthday twice. I've had over 60 birthdays, almost over 60 birthdays in my life. I'm kind of done with the happy birthday. It's another day now. It's a lot of birthdays. 60. I guess it's better than the alternative though, right? It's much better to hang around. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So we're gonna get this into the oven. It's at 450 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes. I do suggest that you take its temp. So when the thighs get to about 160, it's time to pop it out of there. Beautiful. Okay, you guys, this is where you can press pause. And when your chicken's done, I'll be right back here and we can check it out together. Oh boy. Look at that. It smells so good. I bet yours smells just as good as mine. That looks so beautiful. Look at how the bread is toasted. It sopped up all of those yummy juices. Okay, for a little garnish, let's put some garnish together. Got a lemon and some parsley. I love lemon with chicken. Oh, am I kidding? I love lemon with everything. You guys know that. So we're just gonna cut some pieces for garnish. I like to cut my lemon a little on the odd side because I'm odd. They just look prettier this way. To me. Prettier to me. All right. And then some parsley, just to sprinkle on top. I think parsley is underused sometimes, and I like to use it because it adds a freshness, it adds beauty. So between the aroma of the parsley and the beauty of the green, I say use parsley more. It also happens to be very good for you. You know how they say the greener the green, the better they are? That goes for parsley too. So let's just get a little parsley sprinkled right over. Look at that. I love it. I'm gonna save some for my plate. You can even, if you're serving it just like this, feel free to add the lemon wedges all in, make it really pretty. There we go. So there's your dish. Look at that. I mean, oh, that's a weeknight dinner, you guys. 40 minutes, that's all. While the chicken's roasting for 40 minutes, you can put any kind of side together, even a simple salad. That's 40 minutes for a weeknight meal. It's perfect. Now let's eat it. Let's get the bird out because we're gonna need to slice it at the table. I'm gonna show you how to slice it. So you wanna get on either side. Leave the bread in there because right now all you wanna do is slice. Some of the bread comes up, it comes up. So pull it out, get it right on your board. And you can do the same thing you would with a normal bird that's not spatchcocked. Just get in there with a carving knife. You want to take the thigh. Oh my God, look at that juice. That's amazing. Look at that. That's one juicy bird. Can you see that? So you want to get the thigh. Look, it just comes right off. I mean, it carves itself. I'm going to give you a little carving lesson while we're here. Spatchcock and carving lesson, a 2-in-1. And then get the wings off. Those just pop right off. Get in there and get that knuckle. And the same with this guy. It just pops right off. You might have to give the knuckle a little help. And then the breast is right there for the taking, as is the skin that needs to go in my mouth immediately. Oh. Not only do I have crispy skin all over the breast, but we've got crispy skin all over the thigh, and the drumstick, and the wings. This is crispy skin heaven, you guys. So then you just take your breast and slice it down. This will make great Sammys, and you could do that to the other side also, and then you get all your meat ready to go. Here's your weeknight dinner. Let's get a little bit of bread, a little bit of chicken. How about a little bit of lemon right on top? Oh boy. That is so tasty. And the tartness of the lemon just kicks it into high gear. That is so good. Moist and tender, crispy skin. Easy weeknight meal. I hope you try it.